Okay, let's get this stream started with booting Skyrim. Just gonna remember what the little icon is. And that's going. First of all, you might notice I sound a little different. That's because I'm back on my old cheap mic from Fifine or Fifine or however you pronounce it. Spelt F-I-F-I-N-E, so it could be Fifine or Fifine or Fifine or who knows. Anyway, gotta do something while Skyrim loads. But, yeah, so that's the case. It's funny, the Blue Yeti didn't even last 6 months. The actual... The thing is, it's only the microphone portion of it that's dead. The headphones adapter on it still works. I can still hear the test tones coming through that. Combined with all the massive amount of static that it produces through the headphone input. That's probably just the cable issue. But I'm not bothering getting a new cable for it when I know the microphone bit of it is dead. I tried it on my family computer, it didn't work. Tried it in a different USB port, didn't work. Tried reinstalling the drivers, didn't work. Basically, I tried every single one of the internet's fixes. I'm doing that with the fingers. You know, fixes. You know, and not one of them worked. And it's because I think the actual mic portion of it's dead. After 6 months of relatively light use. I mean, 8 hours a week is roughly what it did. You know, the 3 streams and a TF2 video. You know, that's at most about 8 hours a week. And it couldn't even survive that. While the El Cheapy Fifine that costs less than 20 quid seems to be doing a lot better than the 100 quid plus Blue Yeti. You know, at least this is still alive. May have had a dirt and maybe not trust it, but there's a reason I kept it. It's a deeply cynical mind of mine. Now, where was I going? Yeah, I should report back to Free Dog. Like so. This blue ragged flagon. Again, that's basically Oh yes, that was it. Moon and Star. That was what I was gonna do. Nice little mod, Moon and Star. It's not the biggest mod, but I likely would never have got it if it wasn't for that they had some form of Legacy of Dragonborn interaction. In fact, Legacy of Dragonborn made me get quite a lot of the bigger mods. All but, you know, I'm nothing but pleased with them. You know, I had Fullscar for a while, but technically it's impressive, but I wasn't too fond of it. You know, it didn't feel right. The big empty city with buildings you can't go in did not feel like an Elder Scrolls game. It felt like an old-fashioned RPG or even a Fallout title. It did not feel like an Elder Scrolls game. I mean, it was very impressive how well it worked and how well it was done, but it just wasn't for me. I wouldn't replay it, so I uninstalled it. It just wasn't for me. Same with Helga Reborn. I enjoyed it, but it had a few progression bugs. The arena could derp out. You know, the arena was quite, you know, glitch out quite a lot, which was never a good thing. And it made me crash whenever I went near Helgen due to script overload. And it was downright tedious in places. But again, well made, it just wasn't my thing. You know, it could be downright tedious in places, basically forcing you to do a load of tedious radiants for every single one of like the 7 guards, and it was like, why? That just felt like tedious. I don't mind radiants when you aren't forced to do them. You know, that's another one I uninstall. Great Carol of Nocturnal. I did not agree with that one at all. That one just got my wick from the day one. You know, it started off strong with a little cute reference to Oblivion's start in a prison cell, but the complete lack of quest markers for find a tiny little amulet inside a big ass dungeon just really was one of the things that really pissed me off about it, and the fact that it did not feel like Skyrim or even any other Elder Scrolls at all. The closest thing it felt like was I got vibes of Prince of Persia from it, which is not what I want from an Elder Scrolls game. You know, again, well made, but not my thing. Moon and Star, however, I quite like. It's a nice little thing that brings a little teeny bit of Morrowind into Skyrim. And anything that brings the lore of Morrowind into Skyrim is always a good thing. It's the mechanics and the graphics of Morrowind in that Criplet. I can't clarify that enough. I do like Morrowind, but I hate it as well. No matter what you do, it's people. You can make landscapes look nice, but people will always look like ass. And obviously, there's teasing voices. Like there's only half of it voiced, which is really weird. Like you get a greeting, which isn't like a generic hello. You tend to get like an actual greeting, and certain lines of voice, like guards will say "we're watching you, scum" line, but it doesn't make any sense. What's voiced and what isn't.
Can I help you? So I did, Dragonborn. Amazing.
Yes, they look like a fish.
Back to business. As neighbors, Skyrim and Morrowind. As such, when a famous criminal from Morrowind...
Yeah, because you trust House Hlaalu.
I was dispatched by House Hlaalu. However, he is too deadly for me to face alone. I need a hero's help. Excellent. You are as noble as they say. No, I tracked the criminal to a village southwest of here called Little Vivek. But after that, trail... Wait, before you go, take this ring. Happy hunting, Dragonborn. And many thanks.
Yeah, because I don't really trust anyone of House Hlaalu. They're not exactly known as being trustworthy. Yeah, because I don't trust House Hlaalu. Yeah, they're kind of the house that you don't... Now, House Redoran, you'd trust them. House Telvanni, well, you wouldn't trust them, but you know to expect them to just be egotistical assholes is pretty much the way to expect of House Telvanni, and as a result, you sort of, you know, if you know that, you can sort of get along with them. But House Hlaalu is a bit of a wild card. You can't quite trust it. Oh no! Wolves. Or wolf. Oh, not again. Oh, good, it's not in the rock. I had enough issues with Fallout. In the Fallout 4 stream, I had enough issues apart from the Mike dying. Yeah, apart from the Mike being dead and no one bothering to say in the chat. Really annoying. What's the point of having live chat? No one can tell you've got technical issues. But, you know, I had a lot of issues with NPCs stuck in the floor. You know, ridiculous amount of vertebrate spawning. There was 4 in one spot. That just got ridiculous. You know, there was quite a lot of ridiculous shit going on in that stream for no reason. Because that is the nature of a Bethesda game. You can expect to find NPCs stuck under things. It's not uncommon. You know, slaughterfish. Slaughterfish are just a kind of a nuisance. Why would you put underwater enemies in? if you can't actually fight underwater. It doesn't make any sense. Well, that's all personal news done. It's time to get on to other news that's probably more interesting to people. Big mod project news. Capital Wasteland is sort of dead. At least what it originally was is dead. What the why is there a... It's a sea bear! Anyway, but apart from the fact that I just saw a bear come out of the water. Yeah, better deal with it. But Capital Wasteland is dead. It's just... As it was, is dead. Long live Capital Wasteland. It's... You know, it's no longer going to remake Fallout 3 in Fallout 4. Because of issues relating to the voices. You know... Oh, for the love of it's a bear! It's not a slaughterfish, it's a fucking bear! What? Okay, back to modding news. It's no longer going to remake Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. It is, however, going to continue. It's not dead. It's just what it was its original goal is dead because they're not going to do it without voices. Now, the backup plan is to do it beyond Skyrim, have the world space be pretty much the same, but have their own quests and such inside it. So it'll still be good. It's not going to be bad by any means. And hopefully it doesn't take too much from Beyond Skyrim and actually will finish before the end of the century. I mean, the team has reduced apparently quite a few. There's a little less than a majority left on that decision, and because they were only there to recreate Fallout 3. But I think a lot of the key team members are still there. I get the feeling Dogtooth's still there, so really high quality armors are still going to be a thing. Same with Unoctium's still there, who seems to do a lot of the implementation. I'm not quite sure what Unoctium actually does. I know Dogtooth does a lot of the armors and such, but I'm not quite sure what Dogtooth does. No, I know what Unoctium does. I don't quite know what Unoctium does. I know what Dogtooth does. That's pretty easy, but I don't quite know what Unoctium does. I know he helps Dogtooth implement a lot, so it's probably a lot of implementation. He tends to spend, according to Discord, he's in the creation kit a hell of a lot.
What can I do for you?
Oh wow, you actually lost the fucking wolf pups. That's embarrassing. Void Walker, I think it's Void Walker, the one with a Cazador eating a pizza and smoking a joint.
I'm not the best guy to ask.
So he's still there, I think. Nafnaf's still there. Sicky I'm not sure if 66 Sicky is still there. He probably might be. I don't know. I don't know for sure yet. It's still relatively new. It only happened yesterday.
Besides my brother and myself, there's Balron, then there's Belvedere, and, well, like my brother says, the only thing Belvedere is good for is his what? Because Belvedere's an idiot. Next question. Alright, go for it. So at least his shop always gets good traffic, and Balron...
Now, for New Vegas, however...
See ya.
They also got the same news, because it was the legal issues causing it. Now, apparently, it's completely fine to revoice everything, which is the route Fallout 4 New Vegas is going. But, likely, the first releases of Fallout 4 New Vegas will definitely not have full voice acting. Some bits will be, and some bits won't, because of the way they're doing the voice acting, which, to be honest, is a fair way of doing it. I mean, let's face it, if they're setting up the framework, intrepid modders can just take the files themselves and plop them in with no consequence because it's a personal thing. As long as it's never released, no one's going to know or have an issue with it. I think that's the top of a well. I don't know if that's supposed to be a well or not. But anyway. No news on Skyrim Livestream about this. I don't know if it's just a Fallout thing. I don't know if it's Bethesda's particularly protective over Fallout or whatnot. You know, it's some weird legal thing. I mean, to be honest, Bethesda probably wouldn't do anything about it in the first place, but, you know, some people are better to be sure. I mean, Bethesda is... Let's face it, Bethesda might, but if they do, that's it. That credibility, you know, the credibility is gone. And Bethesda's already lost a hell of a lot of that credibility after the whole paid mods disaster. And even the Creation Club got a lot of disapproval. And considering its offerings, I can see why. But it's, you know, not a good offering. But still, you know, if they kill one of these big mod projects, that's it. Their credibility, you know, the public trust in them is gone. It's simple as.
Something you need, traveler? Yes, though few of note. A curious question. More curious. Yes, though few of note. You are welcome. Need? No. A group of bandits has been plaguing the woods nearby for... I cannot leave the village and hunt them if they are watching. Good. I'll mark their last known location on your map. The leader wears an orcish helm. Bring it to me as proof. I will know if it is his. Something you need.
You, wrong button. I think, yes, that must be that one. But, you know, I don't know how it'll affect Skyrim Livestream, because they were planning to do exactly the same thing that Fallout 4 New Vegas and Capital Wasteland were doing. But I'm not... I say it's a curious one to say. I doubt Skyrim Livestream will go to the effort of revoicing. They might go with a mute option. And then have people manually port their own voices in. Or it could actually be a case where it's not a problem. Where it just reads the VS... Because I believe the problem was not that it was reading files from the other game, because obviously you'd need them to be packed up in the BSA to do that. But I think it was a case of... Skyrim can read VSA files, so I'm not sure if it'll be an issue. While Fallout 4 can't read BSA files, so it would require unpacking the said BSA files, which apparently is a legal it's a bit of a legal issue. You know, it's rather unclear. It's, as with anything legal, it's like really unclear. But since when was anything related to legal stuff clear? It's deliberately full of a billion loopholes so lawyers can exploit them for the rich. That's how law is. It's deliberately full of loopholes that only lawyers know. Oh, for the love of! That is ridiculous. Did that just happen? That was 2/3 of my health gone in one attack. The fuck? I have like 4... So let's see how much that did. That did about 350 damage in one fucking shot. Oh, I haven't talked to the guy there.
Something you need. Need. A group of bandits. I cannot leave the village and hunt. Good. I'll mark their last known location on your map. The leader wears an orcish...
That was ridiculous. However, speaking of overpowered magic, I mean, that was ridiculous, but speaking of overpowered magic, Sky Oblivion has the scripting guy, Greavesy, has got a very impressive bit of work done.
Hey, there you are, you drunken bastard. I did. We caroused together with Sam Guaven, remember?
You and Sam dared me to go into that bandit camp? Well, I did, and brought back his stupid hat like... All right, fine. I thought we'd... Be careful.
And so they've got the spellcrafting sort... You know, they've got a framework for it, so it's sort of it's sort of working. You know, and what... You know, it allows for ridiculously powerful spells. Ones that will make that ridiculous 300 damage blast look like nothing. I mean, imagine this. 5 effects on one spell. Just casting that alone will probably kill everything in sight. As I say, it's going to be ridiculous what you can do with... I think... You know, I think the only balance will be how much it takes to cast it. But with Skyrim, you can quite easily balk it so you don't have any casting costs whatsoever. It is a possibility with Skyrim. It's kind of... How broken can you go? You know, it's going to be so broken, but it's going to be funny broken. And I think that's the thing with magic. It's going to be either completely useless or too powerful. Did I already kill these guys? Or are they supposed to all be dead because of, well, because of this? So I'm not sure how the voice acting thing will affect Oblivion, because I don't know if it's a case of having them, having the installer look for them and copy them. I'm not sure if it's down to having to like extract the BSA or anything like that. It's really unclear because obviously lore. But say Skywind obviously won't have any issues. Skywind's never had any issues. It's just the nature of the way Skywind was, because Skywind's recreating absolutely everything, even the music. But let's face it. The recreated music is almost exactly the same. It's got a slightly different style, but other than that, it's pretty much exactly the same. And to be honest, there's quite a few Morrowind tracks in Skyrim anyway, because of Dragonborn, obviously taking place on Soulstar, which needs Morrowind tracks. Because it's Morrowind land, it's not Skyrim. It was Little Skyrim in Morrowind, and now it's Little Morrowind in Skyrim. It's obviously nice to see again, because everyone loves Morrowind. I mean, it's not perfect by any means. I mean, the mechanics in it are horrendous, but you can't beat its world and lore. It's just such a deep lore and such a nice, detailed work. The world they're in is just so interesting. Skyrim is a bit bland, I'll give it that. But it's also home to the Nords, which are not exactly known as the most intelligent species in Nerd. They're hardy and good warriors, and good drinkers, but are not exactly known for their intelligence. It's not it's more grounded. I mean, to be honest, I think Vanilla Cyrodiil is the most boring of the Elder Scrolls worlds, because it is just so generic European fantasy. It's so generic. It even has, like, generic shit like Mithril in it. Like, ugh. Really? Like, go with the most generic fantasy material you can there.
Something you need, traveler. This is indeed the helm. It carries the dent I gave it. And he was already... I may, but... No. A warrior passed through here, wearing armor from Morrowind. A powerful man, and honorable.
It would be funny if I just happened to run through earlier with bone mold on.
But I did not ask his aid. He must have offered it anyway. Those poor fools. He said he was seeking a Dwemer ruin called Kagranar, far to the east. I cannot say more. You are welcome. I do not know why you seek him, but if you find him,
Take this and hold on to it. I'll be back for it later. I'll pay you good. Don't lose it. No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it. No time to talk. Snitch or double-cross me and I'll kill you. I mean it.
Really?
something you need, traveler.
Yes, because this guy isn't subtle at all. You know, handing me stolen goods in a town. Subtle.
Can I help you?
You're the one I've already talked to. I'm just wondering where... Oh, he's stuck on a rock. I'll leave him there. Kagranar is all the way on the other side, so might as well head to that location.
Hold now.
Oh, just had a thought. This news is going to probably impact how long it takes for Capital Wasteland to come out, probably. I mean, it could still come out as a non-quest filled wasteland. You know, everything else is done, but the quests aren't done. Which, you know, that would probably happen on schedule unless they've lost like a lot of the level people. Which the only one I could possibly think they could, you know. I don't, you know, one of the any of those is probably the one, you know, that's the only thing that would probably slow that down is if they lost a lot of their level designs, because the way they work is just ridiculously fast, and it's quality as well. You know, it's not like it's rush job; it's proper quality. It's just very fast. But there's also but as the saying goes, every cloud has a silver lining. I don't quite understand I don't quite understand the saying, but I am heading to the right one, aren't I? Find the artifact. So south from here. Ah, this cave.
Hold now.
There's an artifact in here, is there? Well. Ah, I know which one it is. Oathblade. But, you know, as the saying goes, every cloud has a silver lining. I don't know why some clouds are benign, but, you know, for every negative, there's always typically a positive, and the positive of Capital Wasteland not doing Fallout 3 is that we will still see the wasteland. Well, you know, it'll give us other content, which, you know, so that's a plus point in itself, because you know, I've always wanted to go back to the Capital Wasteland in a more Fallout 4 time frame, see what's happened. You know, that's an interesting concept to me. Obviously, on the Reddit, I've left a few of my ideas. I've got quite a lot for it because it's like sort of been a fantasy DLC of mine for a while. Oh no, spree guns. Bears. At least these aren't lake bears. These are just regular bears. There we go. Looks like Xuldium. But, you know, every downside has a benefit. And I'm sure when it comes to voice acting, they can always get help from, like, Cascadia or Skywind. You know, I'm sure they can get help from that. So it's not like it's gonna, you know, they can always help. You know, there's always help in these communities. That's one thing I can always say about the modding communities for Bethesda games, is they are generally quite friendly and helpful. You might have to look in certain places that you don't particularly want to go, like the sex mod's home, for certain help, with more complicated things, because for some reason, the people who make the sex mods seem to be extremely skilled in getting things like animations to work, when they really shouldn't. I mean, you know, it's a case of, like, certain things are just very difficult to... Ow! Bagger. There goes the obligatory crash. I shouldn't try to take that big and sap. That was too much. And I'll go wait for Skyrim to load again. Yo. Perfect time, actually, to try. Just check. Yep, that's good. Might as well check my mic's working, because I can't rely on people to say it. So, like, TF2 adage, never rely on your team. You know, in the New Vegas, starting the Doc Mitchell, like, inkblot tests and all that bit, that I'm not prone to relying on others is very much fitting for me. And I do, especially since they're rewriting, since they're having to voice act, I do hope Fallout 4 New Vegas puts the two bears high-fiving in as an official thing. I think that would just be like a really nice touch. Because it started off as a mod, because that inkblot really is like it's had to be intentional, because it is clearly two bears high-fiving. You know, it's very clear. You can see little ears on both of them, and Obsidian actually referenced it in one of the DLCs by calling a random character in not Lonesome Road, Honest Hearts, two bears high-fiving, because it became, you know, well known. I think it was just like this weird Easter egg, and you couldn't say it looked anything like that, which is unfortunate. I mean, you know, it's kind of a weird one. Heave beer. You know, I do hope that comes in as a little Easter egg with Fallout 4 New Vegas. That is one of the things I do hope. You know, it's just one of the things I really do hope is in. It's tiny and completely minor detail, but it's one of those things I really just hope comes in. Because it's just one of those things that, when I think of New Vegas, is one of the things I think of. I don't really remember what the other ink blots look like. I think one looked a bit like a vagina. You know, one of them looked like the two faces or a vase, I think. But definitely two bears high-fiving stands out. Mammoth. Dead mammoths. I do now. Ah, White Run. Might as well head to White Run.
Hold. Now.
Nope, still can't jump. Forgot you can't jump while sprinting in Skyrim. Not quite sure why. I guess it's to stop you jumping across too large a chasm. Because cheating with Whirlwind Sprint is fine, but doing it with just regular sprint isn't. Not OP, mate. Stunlock! You can be so cheap. Because I think crossbows stagger more often anyway. So you can sort of stunlock things, which is a bit cheap. But it's a dragon priest, they deserve it. So... Oh, that was an unfortunate mage.
Hold. Now.
This cheapy mic is not as bad as it was. I mean, I've done a lot of messing in OBS to try and get it right. Also, there are some times when you just love Havoc physics. That was one of them. Another funny thing I saw while playing Fallout 4 on my own, not streaming, is I shot someone with a 50 cal, and they went about... And they did pretty much what happens when a giant kills you in a certain way, where you go skyrocketing up into the sky for no reason. Just because I shot them in the arm with a 50 cal and they decided to go flying. It always amuses me how bad Havoc physics can be. Some people would say it's immersion breaking, and it kind of is, but... it's not really... when you expect it... When the laws of physics just take a vacation and decide to go away for a few moments. It's always entertaining, if nothing else.
Hold. Now.
I wonder what happened to Murmulner's bones. They disintegrate into dust over time, or do they just sink into the ground? It's not like a mammoth, which something would probably eat, although mammoth bones are clearly around, so... Who knows, when a mammoth dies, maybe the giants take it away and Oh, not again! There was no reason for that crash. Sometimes I swear Skyrim's just in a crashing mood. Like, it just crashes for no reason. And I'm waiting on Skywind to make the determination whether it will go, because Skywind will, Sky Oblivion is gonna go with both. It's too far along to warrant porting halfway through and then having all the devs swap over. While Skywind, it was considering it, and to be honest, if I port to Special Edition, there's no back porting. So once you go, you go. The problem is, if I do that, I can guarantee that Skywind will be Special Edition only, and I fucked myself. Because it's rather a nuisance. So I'm gonna port to Special Edition eventually. Just whether it's Skywind or Sky Oblivion plus Skyrim, I don't know. But I'd prefer to keep Skywind on 32-bit Skyrim, and the Sky Oblivion and Skyrim on the 64-bit Skyrim, aka Special Edition. Why? Well, it's just because it's going to crash. Skyrim and Sky Oblivion are going to crash more together, or even on their own than Skywind is. It's just going to be a thing.
Hold.
And the simple reasoning is Skywind has a much smaller world space. It's about half the size of Skyrim, and about a third of the size of Skyblivion. You know, it's just a case of that it is a smaller world space. It's just going to be the case. Ace. You... voice is getting a little hoarse. That's what I get for having a slight cold. And the vapor rub is wearing off, so my nose is bunging up again. It happens.
Hold. Now.
In slightly less major modding news, Fallout Miami has actually released something. I mean, it's released its little fire axe, which, true to name, can start fires because it's hot. You know, it's got a heat pack on it just for the reason that it's a fire axe and it should. You know, it's kind of.
Hold.
I'll go to Breeze home and sleep. And have my creepy housecarl watch over me while I sleep. But, you know, so Fallout Miami's actually released something, which is the first time, I think the first time it has. You know, it helps give legitimacy to the project. Because the problem with Miami was, it's always been a bit of a case of will it ever finish? You know, it's always been a case of will it finish? Because it's a smaller, it's only DLC sized rather than full game sized. Skyblivion, Skywind, Capital Wasteland, sort of. I'm not sure quite how many quests they intend to do in this backup plan of theirs, but Fallout New Vegas, Cascadia, they're all full game sized. While Miami's only DLC sized. It's, you know, think like something like Far Harbor or Shivering Isle, something of that size. You know, not as big as the main game by quite a margin, but a lot bigger than most content. You know, I think few Skyrim's mods like Worm's Tooth get close to that, and Fullscar get close to that scale, although in terms of world, Fullscar does, but in terms of actually what's in it, I wouldn't say it does. You know, it's not quite DLCs. You know, it's smaller DLC size, but DLC size can range from something like using the proper world DLCs as things. You know, DLC size is probably say Dawn on Guard to Dragonborn sized. You know, you've got sort of, you know, using Skyrim as the example. You know, the proper DLCs, not the like crappy build it yourself DLCs like Half-Fire, the workshop packs, Courier's Stash, stuff like that. You know, the stuff that's complete gut. You know, the stuff that's basically just item packs. You know, or in the in Sims terminology, stuff packs, rather than like actual expansion packs that add new things. Oh yes, derp, there was a reason I was in Whiterun. Oh, I am a dumbass. How I manage this, how I get by in daily life, I don't know. You know, I forget what I came in to do. Derp. I'm good at this, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, I'm bad at this, aren't I? I don't know what I'm doing. I say I won't. As the video title says, I'm not going to resort to thieving. I mean, I'm a petty thief. I'll steal when I have the opportunity. I mean, like, why would you not steal gold when you have the opportunity and like there's no, you know, there's no one around and the person you've taking it from is sort of dead. But oh, it's still locked. You want me to come in? Okay, you want me to come in your house? Fine, I'll stick Alexi's key in, and it worked, and I'll go in.
Welcome to our home.
Mother, what's the meaning of this? Who have you brought into our home?
Avrstein, put that down. She's here to help us find Thorold.
How do we know she's not spying for the Battleborn?
Well, I am Imperial.
We can't trust anyone.
But I also dislike the Falmor.
I can't take any more of this. No weapons, please. Let's just talk.
All right, Mother. So, you're here to help? My brother Thorold, but he's not. I just...
The Imperials haven't.
Imperials, Cap. I'd go and search their house for proof. So I need someone to find that proof for me. Anything that can... They'd be hiding. But you might be able to butter them up enough to lower their guard.
So this quest really makes no sense if you're Imperial. It really doesn't, because you're actively helping a Stormcloak. Although, there was actually a way that you could get into the fort without attacking, but they sort of cut the Imperial diplomatic option in favour of kill the Falmor because they're the Falmor and no one likes the Falmor.
Everyone acted like you did.
That's take. Oh yes, because I can take things because I'm a friend.
So, what book should I read to you tonight?
How about the lusty Argonian maid?
Mother?
You've got no sense of humor. You know that? Why don't you pick up where you left off with the real Baron?
I have never heard that conversation before in my life. Just in case anyone hasn't figured it out from playing Skyrim, or by reading it, or anything, the Lusty Argonian Maid is basically Skyrim's equivalent of porn. It's kind of awful. For some... Oh, but go around a back door, because apparently it'll be a crime to pick someone's lock into a house they've invited me into.
Do you have... I knew it. Let me... The Thalmor. So, Northwatch Keep. I'll do anything if Thorold can't be left to those monsters.
So,
But you alone? You're... Very well. I'll give you a chance. But if you can't do it, I will.
so the way it says find a way to release World from Falmor custody, implies that you could do it without fighting. But for some reason that option was never finished and cut from the game. There's a Falmor embassy, like sort of room in Solitude that's actually completely empty, which I think was related to this quest. But for some reason it was cut and never put back. I'm not even sure if the dialogue files are there for it. Because there's quite a bit of Skyrim that was just cut for some strange reason. Probably time. I mean, when you set a ridiculous release date like 11/11/11, you've got to go through with that release date. And as a result, things unavoidably get cut, and it's kind of a shame because they cut quite a few bits of interesting stuff, like an arena. I mean, let's face it, one of the highlights of Oblivion was its arena. You can't deny that. Just the cheesy voice acting and the general fun, the fact that it was so clearly rigged. You weren't dying. People did not die in that arena. Why else can't you loot them? Because they're not actually dead. I mean, from a gameplay perspective, the reason to not loot them is obviously a case of... they don't want you getting good gear early on, because you can get some pretty serious gear from there. If you could loot it. Because for example, a glass warhammer is like a second, very high grade weapon. And you could get that like really early on, because the arena's quite easy.
Everything all right?
Skyrim cards. Ineffectual and useless. In Cyrodiil, a guard will get the entire guard force trying to kill you for accidentally picking up a fucking mug. But in Skyrim, they don't even care. It's like they're corrupt or something. Well, let's face it, they probably are. At least they don't fight with their own king, thane, ruler, whatever, jarl, whatever. You know, at least you don't see them in fights with the jarls. I mean, in Oblivion, you can have them fight with a local thane, duke, whatever. Yeah, the duke, I think it was. You know, fighting with the local all knobs. You know, the people they're supposedly hired to protect. Wait, you and the little Vivek. What's he doing out here? I mean, you're supposed to get the same encounter twice in a row. That's weird. I have never once in my life seen guards out here. I have never once found guards out here, and now I come across 3 of them. Like, what the fuck? I've never come across guards out here before, ever. And there's 3 of them just wandering along like nothing's wrong. Or did they all chase out? Or are these the ones that are supposed to be outside Whiterun that have decided to chase off for no apparent reason? I mean, guards patrolling the roads, what's going to happen next? Logic? Oh, sorry, door. Be back in a moment. And I'm back. Oh. How long have these wolves been attacking me? Like, how long? I do sometimes wish that when Amazon comes, they just drop your package in your porch instead of ringing the doorbell, dropping it in your porch, and by the time you've got to the door, they've already got back in their van and gone. Oh, fuck! Why must it be in a crashy mood? Some days it is, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but sometimes Skyrim's just in a crashy mood. Well, there's the random guards again.
Don't suppose you'd enchant my sword?
Well, maybe you should just get a better sword. Imperial steel is kind of shit. It's not the prettiest armor, but to be honest, light armor in general ain't that great. Don't get much choice with light armor. It's funny because you should get loads of choice, but the problem is the lowest grades of it. They look nice, but they're not protect. I would never wear them at high end because there's like bottom grade stuff. Who knew? The wolves multiplied. I persuaded you before. You must have a thing against sharks. You must be scared of them. Because I seem to remember that one they let me through there at like bottom level anyway. Hey, is there a quest marker nearby? Oh, Ethereum Forge. That's what it is. Well, no harm in diverting there, is there? No harm in diverting. I've only got to climb that. Well, I never said it wasn't crazy. I remember this tomb. I don't remember there being a Nordic tomb out here. I remember the name, but I don't remember there being a Nordic tomb out here.
Ah! Oh, my kind, you startled me. There's a necromancer around here, so watch yourself. Can you help me?
Ah, now I remember. I just didn't remember. I thought it was up near Riften. No, not Riften. Markov. Why do I always get those two confused?
Val's Baron. He's gone in to defy. My aunt went in after him, but she hasn't come out yet, and I don't think I'm not proud of him. My dad locked me in there in a drunken rage when he left us. Can you help me? He's in the tomb doing God great. I'll unlock the door.
He's gonna die. Lovely. Yum salt. The easiest way to protect Gold Ear is to kill it before he has a chance to get in and get himself killed with his useless iron weapon. Go to defeat a deadly necromancer. Uses iron axe. Well done. Could be worse, could be Oblivion and he'd be in full bloody Daedric armor by now. I mean, Oblivion's level scaling was ridiculous. It really was. There was no excuse for how bad it got. That's nice. Booby trapped the door, how nice. Let me guess, this one's booby trapped too. Well, his sword that was in its holster went flying into my face. Well,
Agna. Talos, why didn't I go in with her?
Well, that's why she... Well, that's why she's dead.
Gods only know how he's defiling the bodies of my ancestors in there.
This is a culture that also buries their dead, but enchants their sort of vengeful spirits of their dead, sort of protect them. Sort of like a Nord tomb. I mean, the Draugr are raised on their own. They're not raising because there's the necromancers here. They raise on their own. Oh, he's going to get absolutely slaughtered if he continues. Like Death Lord. Damn Nords and their sense of no self-preservation. Ew, spider alert. Ew. I wanted to change. Oh. That's why you don't use Oriel virus, because it's bloody weak. At least he has heals. It could be worse. He could be this idiot who decides not to use heals while going around his eye.
Looks like the area Agna told me. She said that the bear would show the way. You found it. The passage goes through the sarcophagus. I don't like this, but we'd better keep going.
I prefer my sarcophagus is gold and on the floor. So, and when you sleep in them, you get better. That's how I like my sarcophaguses. They're golden, and when you sleep in them, you get better, rather than dead. You know, sort of like a reverse death. Wow, he's working a lot today.
Hey, those belong to my family. Fine, take whatever you want, so long as you help me get rid of Val's. Okay, I think this door should lead to the main burial chamber where Val's is holed up. Let's get in there and put an end to this.
Well, he's dead quickly.
Thank you for your help with Val's. Please, take this.
So, you have a problem with me looting minor ship, but give me the big chest to loot. See? It's got nothing to do with Val's. The dead have risen on their own. How many bloody Draugr are in here? Why is it? Oh, no. See, I don't think Val's was going to defile these corpses any more than they defile themselves. Wow. That was so totally worth it. Not even a word wall. Well, that was... well, worth it. Hello, your mother. And yes, the stream feels so lonely. To be honest, you've made it less lonely than the last few. So if you really wanted lonely, you should have watched my Fallout 4 ones. They're really lonely. You know, at most I have like one other person watching. That's it.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Well, that diversion is done with. Looks a bit sheer. Gotta change attack climb in this. It's a bit sheer. Where's Shadowmere when you want it? Look for something less sheer. There's another outcropping to climb there. What the hell is that? It's a drown. Oh. One can't just use a bobby pin, it's so much better. Yeah, that's a drowning. I think I jumped down this once. I remember coming across this log. Oh, I have to. I had to. I'm sorry. Whee! He's gone. Sometimes you just have to. I just couldn't resist. I see a cliff, then someone near it, I just can't resist knocking them off it. Occasionally it's even a tactical move. Nah, too sheer, too big a rock. Now this is the sort of stuff I like. This is climbable. Good bit of altitude up this. The rocks are what makes it climbable. It's just scrabble your way up. And sometimes it is actually better to be in third person. Not quite sure why, but for some reason sometimes you can jump a bit better in third person. I do love scrabbling my way up mountains. It's always an entertainment. It's always fun. It's always something to do as well. We lost height there. Let's find a rocky outcropping. Oh, I lost altitude. Quite enough rocks to climb. Oh, look, an actual path.
Hold! Da!
If I'm thinking right, this might be the little path that leads from Everstead. Yeah, it is.
Hold! Da!
And there's the most generic encounter. The Noble and the Bodyguard.
Hold! Da!
Ooh, wild gourds.
Hold! Da!
Uh-oh, that's a bad sign. Scared of the water, eh? Oh, don't you go into town. Come back! Oh, bloody hell, that thing's fast. I don't want it to hurt me because I know how much they hurt. And it's dead. Oh, that's one deadly thing dealt with. And he didn't quite have a chance to murder the entire town.
Hold!
Although I think it got close. Another crash. Ugh. Why is Skyrim so crashy today? Why is some days it runs perfectly for many hours and some days it just crashes in every few minutes? Yeah, the beauties of a 32-bit client. No, why haven't I learned? Oh. Why don't I learn and save more often?
Hold! Da!
Always set. Hevis always plays, yep, I can agree there. I think that time it was a save crash, though. Maybe it doesn't want me going near either step today. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it just, for some reason, when you boot up Skyrim, sometimes it just doesn't want you going to a certain area. And it just crashes every time. Yeah, that was a save crash. So there's something in this cell seriously overworking it. That's why. Fucking bunnies. Wherever there's a bunny, there is a crash not far behind. I'm not kidding. I rarely ever crash in cells without bunnies. The bloody bunnies seem to like indicate a crash. I don't know why. But they do tend to crash a lot when the bunnies are around. And so every time I stream, there's been a bunny nearby when I've crashed. Oh, that worries me, because I love that. The bloody powerful mage destroys me and does 300 damage and I hit, and he couldn't even do that with concentrated fire. Kind of pathetic, really. Now, yeah, that's a good one. It's all this unlucky rabbit's foot. Yeah, well, rabbit's feet. Maybe it's only lucky if there's only one rabbit foot. And if there's more than one, they're unlucky. Who knows? Oh no! Banditos! I don't think bandits are ever threatening. Ever. Oh, don't... I didn't even aim at him, I missed. And the kill cam actually hit, that's weird. Normally when I fire it, I hit perfectly and the kill cam misses.
You made it, and you brought the shards.
Of course.
The device here. The gear in the center is just about the right size. Try putting the shards in, and we'll see what happens.
Subtle.
It's all true. Come on, let's check it out. That took longer than usual. How deep are we?
I don't want to fall in. Now I actually have edited this cell slightly.
Is that the forge? Let's clear out the steam so we can take a look.
I find it funny the ghost is having issues with the steam, but I'm not. Damn these Dwemer protecting their shit. What do you expect? It's a Dwemer country. Why do you not expect this coming? They were a deeply unpleasant people. What do you expect? They were the deep folk because they were deeply unpleasant. That's why they were the deep folk. It wasn't because they lived underground. They were deeply unpleasant. Just, like, what? Just. Oh, fuck it, I'm not even starting around with a bow anymore. Oh, something's spamming magic at me. What? Apparently that was that spear was giving. No, don't fall in the... Damn it. Where did it go? Where did it go? Not while I'm underwater, you idiot! Not while I'm in the fucking lava! Yeah, not in the lava, Catria. Not helpful. I'm trying to loot the fucking Dwemer thing, and you decide to try and talk to me while I'm under fucking lava. Ghost don't have Steam accounts, it's all this. That's yeah, but that's why I hate Steam so much. Now, I'm trying to go back in that lava and find that fucking Dwemer mech. Loot it shit. There is one other thing I must do. This helps to locate the path. Oh. I'm still in. Apparently, I'm still underwater. Ow. Didn't last long enough. But I deliberately put this smelter in and an anvil just so I could make, you know, just so it's had a utilitarian effect. You know, it's there just so I could actually make shit. It's not the most convenient, but it's there. It's more convenient than having to go out somewhere else. I'm not quite sure why that book would be there. Seems like a very strange book to have. Let's see, plot the Ethereum thing in. So, because of all this stuff, that's why that's there.
Beautiful. And with that, it's done. No one could possibly deny. I don't know. I've waited so long for this moment. We found it at last. And now, I think I can rest. Farewell, my friend. Wherever you travel.
I can't believe that. No, I actually just put the smelter in. That's all I did. It's all. So I just put that smelter in and the anvil, just so I could actually. Well, basically, so I didn't have to constantly run back and forth to make the bits for the Ethereum weapon. These. Basically, so I didn't have to make bits spaz around waiting for these. Which I believe are all. I think are all. Mostly NIF scoped. Using existing textures and such. Now, because I am cheap and I know that Ethereum ingot would have gone a lot further than that. Now, Freedom Cube. Okay, so. Wait a second. Poison. Definitely, I didn't spell it right. Oh, it's ethereal. That's why. That's why. That's why they weren't coming up. Only giving myself replicas, but no. I forgot to change shouts back. Even though this is actually more effective. It's all this. This is a DLC location. It's from the Dawnguard DLC, and it's a side quest attached to the DLC. It actually has absolutely no relation to anything else in the DLC, actually. As the DLC primarily focuses on vampires, vampire hunters, the Dawnguard, a few buffs to werewolf, because like, they're both vampires, so they thought they might as well buff werewolf, probably. And a bit of stuff on the snow elves, or the Fulmer. But there's absolutely like very little to do with the Dwemer, apart from the whole Dwemer would dicks the Fulmer and took their eyes thing. But for some reason, there's there's a significant, that's quite a significant little side quest. Oh, what are they even attacking? I don't even know what they're attacking. Oh, that's great, and I've angered her. Oh dear. The gigantic. Actually, I think this is a weak elder. I might be able to whack this one. Yes, I should be able. Where's my healing potions? So many useless potions I made, but not one of them is actually useful. Shout's locked up again. some reason Dragonran's locked up and won't let me fire it. Ugh. Dragonran's useless. There it goes, now it's finally let me do it when she's regained half her health. Oh. Yeah, you couldn't land where you were before. Yes, wipe the bear, please. Oh, go away, bear. No one likes you. Now, Saber Cat, that's random. Oh dear, this is a weaken. Oh, oh! Right, so that is protecting your master, that is. Now that's perfect timing for protecting your bloody master being. What's funny is this thing's probably taken as many hits as that bloody dragon did. Normally it's typically a stronger, higher level dragon here. Tends not to be such a weak one normally. Oh, it wasn't you, but of course it's going to go on top of the little tower, isn't it? It's going to be the dangerous one. Oh, don't you shout out. I knew it. They have an annoying tendency to revive. Especially if you disturb their body, they like to revive when you disturb them. That was... oh great. This one. Yes, stay dead. Do the decent thing and stay dead this time. Yay, light armor book! And you have to wear light armor for 28 more levels. Whew! Wrong way. Oh dear, one of them's resurrecting again. I can rebuild! Yes, just because you can rebuild doesn't mean you should. Yay, word wall. Yeah, we still make shit, though. Mark for death and... Whee! Splat. Oh, stay dead this time. Thank you, Solace. See you see you on the next one, hopefully. Yeah. Oh, I'm almost out of time myself, actually. Guess life revolves around hours. So let's see what this cabin is. I'll finish off the Star and the Moon tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Next stream. Tomorrow's... oh no! Oh no! Definitely not. That's a tedious go around the world killing a few spirit animals quest. I think not, but the only time I think not. Oh. Might as well get near Kagranor. We've got a few minutes.
Hold down.
Brrr.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire's what's keeping the Dominion out of Skyrim.
Is that an Altmer? I don't remember there being a...
Legate?
I don't remember there being an Altmer Legate. But I'm not in the arse end of nowhere. Who knew? Riften. If I want to crash, I'll go to Riften.
Hold down.
Oops. Oh no! Wolves! Wolves! Be gone! Be gone! Gone.
Hold down.
Which one's Secunda and which one's Massa? Because obviously there's two moons. But I don't ever remember which one is which. I can't. Ew! Spider! Let's kill the repulsive beasts. Oh, everyone's favourite. A horde of bears! No, seriously, what's a group of bears called? Is it a herd, a horde, pack? I don't think a pack animal, so it would be a pack. A murder? Who knows? I don't know. A bone break? I honestly don't know what a pack of bears is called. I'm going to go with a bone break. Oh. If I'm annoyed Alduin in Sovereign Guard, her gigantic ass will be raising a dragon from that mound. And when I say Alduin has a gigantic ass, I mean it. Alduin's ass is truly gigantic. I don't think the vampires don't need a way of blotting out the sun when Alduin's around, because all you have to do is put her ass next to the sun and it'll be blotted out. Go through my earlier streams and you will see just what I mean by Alduin's ass is enormous. Oh, don't. Just walk away while in Vinci mode. Ease. Not the bees. Don't like bees. Bees belong outdoors and not in me. These things sting. And that's something I can say from fact, because I have been stung by a bee. Twice, by the same bee. I'm not kidding, I once got stung in the ass. I once sat on my bed, and, I once sat on my bed thinking, what the hell, and got a sting up my ass, because I apparently sat on a bee, I didn't even know it was there. Somehow it got through a window, how it got through the window, I don't know, because it was a bumblebee. So it's a big thing that can barely fly. And how it managed to get in, I don't know. But I thought, okay, what the fuck is that? So I tried to brush it aside, and it stung me in the hand as well. Then I went and got a bit of paper, sort of slid the paper underneath the bee. Figured out it was a bee. And I put it on my, I opened my window and put it on the windowsill outside. Because in case I hurt it, I didn't want it to fall to its death and die. I don't know if that's a thing with like bees, so I didn't want it to fall to its death and die, so I just sort of stuck it on the window ledge and sort of let it go about its way. It flew off eventually. Once it sort of recovered, it sort of flew off eventually. I've had a few times with bees. Oh, crash. I'm not ending it on a crash, but I think that was a save crash, though. I'll wait for it to load again. Because it's in the crashy mood. I think the only major quest line I've got left is the Thieves Guild. I think. That's major quest line. I've still got a load of little quests. But I definitely, I've still got a lot of smaller quests, but I haven't got any of the big lines left apart from Thieves Guild, which I really don't want to do. Mainly because I'm sick of it. I don't want it crashing all the time, and Riften seems to be crash central, so that's why there was a little bit of a goblin war going on. That'd explain why its save crashed. Well, made it to Kagranor, but I'm out of time. So we'll have to conclude the Star and Moon next week. Wait a second, this isn't the entrance of Kagranor, this is the way out. The entrance is up here, past the world's most oblivious Trollolol. Oh dear. It's alive, and yet it's dead. Let's fix that. Yes, you're clearly supposed to be dead and not breathing. Let's just... There we go. I guess that's the end of the stream. Thanks for watching. Subscribe or donate if you want. Good. Oh, no. I haven't actually finished saving it. Derp, 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 derp. Anyway, that's the end of the stream. Subscribe or donate if you want. Good. Bye.